Hey everyone, so the next feature I'm going to go over here is our heat map. I've added heat maps up into the plugin. So heat maps, I'm sure you're all familiar with them. They take basically a set of points and render them in this format showing, like by heated areas or whatever. So how do we make this in Mapster? Okay, so first of all, you have to have your set of points. So you're going to probably have a set of a lot of points. I'm using an earthquake GeoJSON here. You're going to have to upload all those points into your installation. So you can see here, I have them all uploaded. I've used the importer through the settings here, the data importer, and imported a file. And then I put them all into a category while I was importing them and made them all into circles. I could make them into markers or into icons. It doesn't matter. All of those will work with the heat map. They do have to be points though. So once I've uploaded them all in, and I can just double check like, okay, did this go to the right place? Yes, then this is a circle. And down here are some of the values that came along with the import. So those are in the GeoJSON. So we have like a magnitude here, and I'm going to use that later on. So we want to have some of those properties, and if we don't have them when we import so that it appears here, we can add them ourselves using like advanced custom fields or something, and you'll still be able to reference them. So you can use the custom properties thing that comes when you import, or you can create your own fields using ACF, and then you'll be able to attach them. So anyway, let's get into actually making the heat map. So here I've created a map Libra map. Now I can also use Mapbox. The heat map will work with both of them and they have the same functionality. So here we can use Map Libra or Mapbox. And we go over to specialty maps, and down here in heat maps, first of all, I have to select which set of points. So I could have markers, points, and labels on my map, but one of them is going to have to be the heat map layer. I can't use points and circles or whatever, and I also can't use circles that won't be part of the heat map layer. It's going to change all the circles into a heat map, or all the markers, or all the labels. So make sure that what you have uploaded, you want all of them turned into a heat map. So if I selected circles in my case, and now we'll just go through the options. So here for the visibility, we can have the heat map fade out at a certain level. So what that looks like is, as I zoom in here, you'll see that the heat map turns into points, and that's quite useful because if I have like something clickable, I don't think I do now, no, but if I wanted to open like a pop-up from the points, I could still do that once a user zooms far enough in, because when they're out like this, they can't click on a point. So that allows me to tell it what zoom level I want that to start happening, that fading out. Now the weighted property, you don't have to use a weighted property. Your heat map by default will just work by proximity. So that means as points get closer together, they group up into this heat layout. But if you want certain properties to weigh more, so in this case, the earthquakes, I want the earthquakes that are stronger to have a greater value. So I've told it to use the magnitude, which again is that value that's right here, mag, that's on the imported point. So on the location post here is mag, and I've told it to use mag, and it will automatically find the maximum and minimum and weigh them appropriately so that your heat map looks different. Now, if it's not extreme enough, like if you're getting this and still everything's kind of bluish, you can crank it up by just increasing this intensity. You can just experiment with increasing that. This will, this color range, this sets what you want the heat map to look like. So in this case, it starts off in a kind of bluish and goes all the way to a red. And you can change these using hex values if you want. You can just look up a hex code finder, or you can change RGB values, and it doesn't matter how many you put. You could put 30, you could put 2. It will span across them accordingly and kind of interpolate the colors between them. Finally, there's just a couple more options. One is the radius. So if we increase this radius, we're going to get a lot more red on our map because each single point will be larger. So there's going to be more overlap. If we decrease it, we'll get less overlap. And finally, just the overall opacity of the whole layer. So that's basically how the heat map works. Hope you have a lot of fun with it. I had a lot of fun developing it, and let me know if you need any other features in it.